What's up, everybody? Welcome to another segment of, the little gambling laboratory we have going here, brought to you by Bogey Proof. It's myself, Matt, Paul, Trev, and TJ coming to you live again to recap a little Wells Fargo and get into Byron Nelson this week and everything gambling related as it comes to golf. Boys, let's start with the usual. Where are we calling in from? What we sipping on? Paul, we'll go to you first.
I'm still in the apartment in Boston. Got some leftover Ronas from Cinco de Mayo, and just working on those. What's left in the fridge?
Keep them flowing. Keep them flowing. TJ, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so calling in back from Westfield. Tonight I mixed it up a little bit. Got a little vodka soda action from Dogfish. Canned cocktails are pretty tasty. One of my favorites on the golf course, and having another one here tonight.
Love to see it. Prev, what do you got for us besides Chipotle?
Yeah, what's going on, folks? We got Chipotle, and it's season, TJ. We discussed this already, man. I love my Dogfish, and I'm gonna drink your stuff to the death, but Corona season.
Love it. I'm riding with TJ tonight. I got a little Dogfish myself. I'm going with the Hazy O, little IPA instead of the canned cocktails, which is also quite delicious. So, shout out Dogfish. They're keeping us hydrated here for the gambling takes. So, let's jump right into Wells Fargo, though. I mean, first and foremost, Rory got it done. Glad to see him back, relevant, showing a little fight in the game, a little competitiveness, getting a dub. I think. It wasn't perfect by any means. It wasn't, 2014 Rory at all, but just to show that he's back, he's got a pulse again on it is all I really needed to see, to be honest. Because now I'm back. Like, I'm all the way back now. Now I'm going to be picking him every week again. Like,
yep,
it's in there now. Because one of the things that stood out to me watching specifically his performance this week is, yes, he won, but he didn't do it by, like, driving it like an absolute phenom. Like, yeah, he hit him far, but he hit like no fairways. Like he did it through putting, which he never does. And he did it through he finally had the distance control back in his irons and like shorter irons that have been so horrendous the last 6 months that I'm very optimistic that he will get the driver straightened out given another week or two of work because he's the best driver of the ball of like borderline all time with how good he's been the last 10 years. And if he keeps that other stuff going as it is, we're in for a fun summer of Rory McIlroy.
Without a question.
That's where I'm at with it. Yes, it wasn't perfect, and it wasn't like a star-studded field. He didn't beat any like major killers coming down the stretch. But for him to win in not like his normal way, like I feel like he won with his B game this weekend. And it's like if he's doing that shit, like we're going in the right direction. Like granted, he's got to follow it up and keep building on that. But I think that's an enlightening step outside of just the fact that he won, which is awesome as well.
Well, I mean, what did he shoot on Thursday too?
73. I think it was like 1 over on Thursday.
Yeah, and then he
had 5 under Friday.
Yeah, I mean, big bounce back. I don't
He's
know.
Always a slow starter too,
dude. I mean,
yeah.
I have a small takeaway about Roy, and it wasn't really much. I mean, I played a couple rounds of golf, so we missed some of it. But by the end of the round, I noticed, just at the 18th hole, like he knows he saw the scoreboard in 17 and he knows he really just has to like play this 18th hole like sound and solid and he'll win it easy. And he duck hooks the drive and has that terrible lie and he's hitting 8-iron with the ball way below his feet. And there were so many fans and he just put it right on the green in 2-putt. And that showed me he had his balls back. And that's all I'm looking for. That's all it was. It's Fontaine. We talk about this all the time. Most talented guy ever, right? And it's
Absolutely.
just like once he finds his head, it's over. So
that was such a professional shot, like
unbelievable.
The drop, he had to drop it there and just go over that brook. How did I look at that? I'm not making that. I'm not.
No, I'm
close to that.
That's a good point too. I mean, the decision making he made there, like. I mean, normal, any of us, even in that situation, obviously we're never playing under pro circumstances for money, but like we hit it in a hazard. If we find it, we're going to play it. That's just kind of how we play golf.
I mean,
and
how about
for him to be like, okay, listen, this lie sucks. If I flub this in the hazard, I'm now hitting 5 from wherever the fuck I am.
Tournament over.
Trev, what are you hitting?
Exactly. I mean, honestly, I'm taking that.
I'm hitting it in the water.
I probably grab a 56 and get mud everywhere and probably hit it 15 yards up and in the creek still.
56? I'm using 5-iron.
If you can't get your 5-iron, you're just gonna drill it deeper into the fucking ground. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There's a will, there's a way. Bad ball hitter.
I mean, I guess the biggest thing with that was just, I mean, I know I said it a lot on coverage, but Caddy Harry there, just
Yeah.
laying him out all
That
the
was-
options.
No, he did a good job. He
And
walked
that
right up
was
to the top of the hill immediately. I saw that too. I
he
agree.
was looking at anything besides all he
Hitting
saw
that
was
ball.
Rory
Yeah.
hitting it dead into that bank, going back into the water, and then Harry
seconds
loses
later,
out on.
And then Abe answered backdoors a dub.
Yeah.
Bro,
Hey,
I love that, Paul, because a lot of like so golf fans or people who just watch it really casually probably feel like never really seeing the caddy do anything. And like if you were actually watch that, like that was a huge decision. That was a big deal. He literally put all the faith in fucking Rory's like little wet, like short iron game with the ball way below his feet in a rough. Like it's still a really hard shot after the drop. So it's like why you can't hit that ball there. You can't. If a disaster happens, it's over. So you got to help. He puts it close, and like it's unbelievable. It was just unbelievable decision.
Harry's out there watching out for himself. He wants that cut of that 1.8, 1.9, whatever it was.
Yeah.
10, 15%. I mean,
Decision put him right to the bank, which we love.
Yeah.
100%. I mean,
That's why
the
I
only
walked away with that money.
The only other thing I had on Rory was when they show him making that last, 2-footer or whatever, he gives a little fist pump and he says something to himself under his breath before he reaches out in the hole.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, here we go.
Yeah, I saw your tweet about that.
Like this, even though it wasn't perfect, like this meant something to him to be like, all right, fuck this. Like, that's like, at least how I interpret it, because I'm obviously biased and a huge Rory guy. I interpreted that as him being like, fuck yeah. Like, all right, like I did this and I didn't even play that good this week. Let me straighten the drive route and fucking watch out. Like that's how my brain processed that little, like, whatever he muttered under his breath there to himself. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
that made me feel something.
That little moment just made me think of that little YouTube video of the kid playing high school football in the background, just yelling like, "Someone's got their swagger back." That's all I thought of. That's all I thought of.
No, I'm telling you, if he straightens the driver out and can maintain whatever that short game was this weekend, watch out. He's going to be a problem.
He needs the fans, man. Like it was all the fans.
He did talk about that so much.
He needed it so bad.
I need the juice, baby.
He gets like old Jet. He gets like he was so. I think you saw it with a lot of them, not just him. Like a lot of guys that were just locking up by themselves,
and I think that goes to show too of him needing the fans, which how much has like the last year helped like Morikawa win the PGA last year, having no one there. Where Rory knows he's had fans watching him since he's been like what 12, 8, like since he's popped out of the womb. People have been watching him swing a golf club, and so he has such an advantage in those crowds. Like Tiger, he doesn't even know what crowds are anymore. Like he just walks around and
they're just gray silhouettes for Tiger. Now.
Yeah,
that's how I interpret Tiger.
Like those guys, they don't recognize that, and I really wonder, like Matt Wolff, he's fallen off, and we talked about it a bit last week too. That how much of him he's a socialite and not having anybody around him. You saw him. What was it? The 3M he won, right?
Yeah.
Where he was like thriving in that atmosphere of having everybody around him. He was going nuts. Yeah.
Lucky for Matt Wolff. I mean, for the foreseeable future, it looks like we're going to have fans. So as we move forward, that's going to be a big topic, or just even pulling out our books from 2019, 2020, early on. When we had fans, I think that's going to be crucial of those guys that perform well, because I don't think you're going to see the young guys like the Colin Morikawas right away. I think you're going to have some guys who have a set of balls that will do well, but it could definitely change a little bit. I don't think your Paul Casey's are going to perform on Sundays like usual. There's a couple of guys up there that have performed well in the top 10, top 5, but I think it's going to change. It's not going to be as consistent as it was this past year. Also, too, not having having the fans there, you're going to stop the ball from going as far. So, which is also play a factor into how some of these guys get better lives and tournament results. So,
you get a backboard. You get a backboard, but you also get rundown areas too that get a little sketchy. But either way, it definitely brings in a whole new element that I think every player reacts differently to that shit.
Having the fans there helps them with going way, because if you're gonna miss, you have to miss way right or
Exactly.
way left. If you miss a little bit, then you're in that shit rough. But if you miss way off the world, then everything's matted down and you can get a fly or lie.
I mean, look at Tiger when he won the Masters on 11 on Sunday. He hit it so far right in the trees. He had a perfect alleyway down the walk path.
That was sick.
Yeah.
Right down.
Shit like that.
Down. It was literally, it looked like he was off the turf.
Same thing with the Tour Championship too, right? When he hooked that ball around the corner on the par 5, and he was like hitting from a pretty flattened out lie, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I'm like
when he hit that swoop,
when he won.
Yeah, that was like the first win back, right?
Yep.
And I forgot who won the Masters that year, but either way, I thought he was hitting from a pretty flattened down piece.
Yeah.
Right. And Fontaine also, to go back to Rory, if Rory gets hot like now, then we're gonna have to do some sort of bogey proof special or something from Travelers Live. And if he plays, because he has a few times in the past,
I think he probably already committed. If he's
if we can see if he committed and he's hot, then the Travelers will be so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just follow him and film him the entire day. That's what's gonna happen.
It'll be so awesome.
I already confirmed that I will be at Travelers on Sunday. And I will be in a hospitality tent. So I will be there seeing how those end results. So we will certainly have some type of live feed coming in from the golf course. So
that's what we need. We need bodies. I love it.
Yeah. Just need people.
Get bodies out there, you know?
We will be there. Bodies will be in full swing in that event.
I mean, before we move off Rory down to some of the other big names that kind of laid eggs this week, is he now the favorite at Kiowa? Like, no doubt favorite? Or do you still have to give it to, like, Rom or DJ or whoever's probably leading the way?
DJ will get.
Not DJ. But DJ kind of hurt this week. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. Just due to injury. I mean, if he wasn't injured, that's the only thing only reason I wouldn't pick him. Rom, I mean, I think Rory has to be right there with John Rahm. I don't know if you would price him any higher or
JT?
better value.
JT.
Yeah, JT too.
JT's a good one too. That guy
is gonna be a favorite, if not the
Bryson
odds on favorite right now.
Right now, watch out for JT.
Yeah. JT.
Yeah.
Gotta be right there. Brooke,
right now, I'm seeing.
Brooks might be a good pick for the PGA.
I see Rory, DJ, and Justin and JT. Three of them, all favorites right now. Tied.
Okay, that makes total sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Rory, because he's not playing this week, so I don't know. It's gonna be hard not to pick Rory for me, to be honest, just being a homer. But whatever. Do we have any thoughts on Keith Mitchell in the final group with him? I think, Saturday he played lights out. Sunday you could tell the moment was like impacting him. Like he was sketchy all over the place. He drove it pretty well, but just like around the greens, you could just tell he was antsy. Like it was a little sketch. Like some of the putts were a little tough to watch, and the chipping wasn't pretty by any means. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on Keith Mitchell. It's actually kind of good to see him play well again. He kind of won the Honda and then disappeared for about a year now, 2 years. So I thought it was
stripes the ball, bro.
He hits the ball far. Yeah,
he stripes the ball. It's unreal.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he was
hard power cuts too.
It's crazy because he was just consistently 10 to 15 yards past Rory like clockwork. It was wild, and it's like we're talking the best. We're talking the best, and then like he's like 10 to. He is hitting bombs off these tees, man.
Well, I mean, when you watch him swing, like it is all gas.
He is hitting the ball straight as hell too, for the most part. Like it is like he is just piping drives. Like
he got sloppier on the greens, and Roy didn't really make any mistakes until that tee shot on 18. So it's not going to be
pretty bad on Sunday. I thought at least.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not the best there, but
yeah. Speaking of not the best. Our guy John Rahm, who myself and TJ couldn't have pumped his tires any more than we did last week. He stunk. Finau, who we
that was going to be my apology, was Tony Finau. I made quite the spiel about Tony Finau. A good minute long spiel about how you should put a mortgage on the house to make him make the cut, and if you did that, then I'm sorry about your house. I'm
sorry.
But hopefully it's put $100 on like a regular person.
Apologize.
But he played like shit. But that's the thing with Tony is like, honestly, and listen, and you're gonna see right now. I don't even know if he's playing. Is he playing this week? Do we know? No. Well, whenever he plays next, right back on it with Tony.
The PGA, he's gonna win the major.
Yeah, he might win. He'll be top 10. Watch, it's just right back
a little bit. He'll be
TJ, this is a classic buy low moment for Tony Finau and Driver. Just give it to me.
Buy the dip,
buy the dip, baby. Like, do you guys learn nothing? It's the same thing in golf. Buy the dip.
Well, John Rahm, same thing. What did I preach? He was 11-11. Now he's 11-12.
11-12.
Yeah.
He will not miss the cut twice in a row. Like just now put the mortgage on it. Whatever you had, like if you have the car left, if you have like a stereo system from
whatever you got.
You might get 30 cents for it. Yeah, throw that on there. Everything else, put it on Rahm to make the cut. Actually, I'm thinking he's coming top 10. I think there's no way possible that he has back-to-back weeks where he just sucks. I mean,
let's not start this episode off by bankrupting our listeners.
Yeah, we're not
mortgages.
He's elite. He's absolutely elite. So.
And the tournament that's coming up too, just a quick note on it. I just looked up a quick article, and I'm reading that Ryan Palmer has the course record here from the back tees 10 years ago, and he said it's 60 or 61. So they were talking. I'm just reading this article and skimming it. Like they said, if the winds are down, like these guys will go off.
Oh, it's gonna be high scoring. Absolutely high scoring. So find your guys
down at any course, they go off.
Yeah.
I think this is like dialed back though, Murph. This is like Wyndham Championship. You know the Wyndham Championship?
Yeah, where amateur golfers ball going off is like the 18 to 25 under range. Like that's going off. Like you're not really going off at 4 to 10 under. Obviously the golf course, but like
Fontaine and I could go out there and shoot a best ball and compete on the weekend.
Yeah.
You're gonna make all these putts because I ain't making
shit. Oh, that would be. I think you could. Tipped out. I mean, that's so far.
Is it a scramble or is it a best ball?
I said best ball.
I don't know.
If it's a scramble, you compete.
There's no way we don't make enough pars. I don't think to compete. Like
a scramble, you compete.
A scramble, we compete.
Yeah.
Best ball. We're gonna make
ball, maybe not.
We're gonna make 3 bogeys, 4 bogeys.
Right.
We got a PGA Tour level course with 480-yard par 4s.
Yeah.
I don't know how many 4-irons you've hit on a rope these days, but I haven't hit many.
Yeah.
So,
into par 4s.
Probably 5 bogeys, 3 birdies, 70.
I couldn't tell you the last time I had a 4-iron into a par 4.
Well, into a par 4.
If you go down there and it's 480-yard par 4s, we'll have a couple, Paul.
I had a 2-iron into a par 4. I topped it off the tee.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, if you duff it off the tee.
I'm not counting that. Like I'm counting.
God forbid we go to hang out with these guys and we start duffing shit off the tee. I don't think we're gonna be competing all that much if we're doing.
No. With that many people watching me, I'd pass that on the first tee. You kidding me?
Yep.
I'd shoot the smoothest 81 you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just strike the ball beautifully. Puke on myself inside 50 yards because these greens are so firm and difficult and like slopey. The lies are going to be tight. I would be a disaster inside 50 yards. I'd be 3-putting everywhere. 81 with like 13 or 14 fairways hit and like 12 greens. 81.
By the 13th hole, you'll grab one of our lovely Dogfish can cocktails and go, wow, this round sucks. And I will be drinking my sorrows away. So.
Have my caddy slip them in like my water bottle and just get loaded up there.
With ice. Oh.
Yeah.
Guerrilla marketing.
Hopefully they start popping up more.
Guerrilla marketing. All right. So anything else Wells Fargo? I mean, I think the only other thing we got to talk about is Bryson's flight schedule that he gave himself. So I guess for our listeners, if you weren't paying too much attention on Friday, because that's when it happened, Bryson triple bogeyed his 16th hole of Friday's round and then parred his last 2 to finish at 2 over. And when he left, he was in like 90-something place. Cut line was even or +1, and he was in the house at +2. So he flew back to Dallas on his PJ, which he was happy to let everybody know he's flying private.
It was a PJ.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Definitely PJ.
And he got back, and by the time he landed, he found out he made the cut, and he was like, well, we can't just turn around because they got to refuel, got to get a different crew, got to do, all those logistics of flying private. Like, oof, tough life. So he's like, I'll just get a workout in, and we'll go back at 2:45 in the morning. So he leaves Dallas 2:45, gets PJ again, lands in Charlotte, gets over to the course around 6:15. Said he got a little warm up, stretching, and ate a breakfast, and then I think he teed off at 8:30 that day or whatever. Went out and doubled the last hole to shoot 4 under or 3 under.
Went off.
Shot 68 or 60. I think it was 68 with a double on the last hole. And then followed it up with a Sunday round of 68 again, I want to say, and ended up getting a top 10 after being in Dallas the night of thought he missing the cut, and he flew all the way back. So kind of impressive, but also shot. I don't know, what is the number got?
I'm negative about this because
how flight would you make to go back if you found out you made the cut on the number? I mean, obviously you got to put yourself in PJ Tour circumstances, but
am I sleeping in my $1,000 bed on my $1,000 private jet on the way over? Is that the question?
Yeah, you got a PJ.
Or am I taking a bus? If I'm doing what Bryson's doing, listen, okay, he had to turn around, but like I said, work nice and comfortable on a private jet. You got to get off and relax and still warm up. He needs to go out there and perform, I think. I mean, I'm just being negative. But it was incredible.
The caveat to that is he with the tournament being in a little north of Dallas this week, right? The Byron Nelson, he could have very easily been well, I'm already home. I don't need money for 35th. Who cares? I'll just tell him my back felt a little weird, so I'm good. I'll just rest up and get ready for the PGA coming up and try and play well at the Byron. I feel like that's what 90% of pros would have done because they don't all have, PJ money to just round the crew back up and go back to Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you got to think about, too, the amount you pay to get back if you're going to get back like that. You're only going to win so much if you're on the cut line. Granted, he went off and finished top 10 and probably maybe covered the part of the PJ, was pretty close. But most people are not going to, you're going to end up losing money by adding the mileage back and forth, even if you make money for the tournament.
He had to have broken even this weekend, right?
What's up?
He had to have broken even.
Probably, but
I made 500,000.
Yeah, right. Time 9.
Yeah, would have made some money. A whole round trip with another PJ for all that fuel and shit. It's not cheap.
No.
PJ flights he did. Isn't a PJ flight? Aren't they $30K?
All right, watch this. How much does it cost to fuel a private jet? A private jet from 0 to full cost from around 2 to over 30. So he cashed out. He's good.
Yeah.
He went off.
Yeah.
That was kind of a sick.
All right, so the fact he got to top 10, it's worth it. Yeah. But I mean, not knowing you're going to do that, I'd probably be like, do I want to spend another $60K to back and forth from Charlotte to Dallas to go play for, I'm not going to win. I'm 10 shots off the lead going into Saturday.
It's Bryson. He wants to do it just so that he can get in the news the next day, brag that he worked out at 2 a.m., didn't get on his flight till 3 a.m., played golf 4 hours later, then beat half the field.
And shove his hat in the thing,
that's what he wants to do. He's just prepping for the whole PIM next year. That whole system.
I don't think he's going off or saying anything if he doesn't shoot 4 under on Saturday and come out and shoot a couple under on Sunday. And
no, I think he would have
been able to back it up really, and be able to say that. But because
I think he would have
go out there and do it.
He just would have been
Saturday he gives a show regardless.
Yeah, he would have just been I messed up my flights. It was bad. Just made a million different excuses and just The workout at 2 a.m. just hit different. It wasn't right. The right pack after chest day.
Yeah, he wanted to post that photo on Instagram.
Oh, 100%.
Exactly. Yeah. It was definitely
He's something else. He's a
honestly though, I love TJ and I have talked about this multiple times this year. I think I love him now. I really do. I mean, he is so good for the game, and honestly, in my opinion, when maybe not so much-ish the case, I think he's so much easier to root for now because I love guys like him that just go against the curve and piss people off. I love that. Like, you know, you look at the MLB, like the Tatises of the world, like the guys who interrupt the flow. I love that, you know, and that's what he's doing. And I love when Nick Faldo gets all butthurt when he does great things. It's my favorite.
I should just shut up. Sometimes.
Yeah, I hate Nick Faldo. I'm sorry.
Dude,
I like him. Like his voice is very soothing, especially like on Saturday, Sunday. But sometimes Nick just tone it down.
It's nothing like Jim though. He wants to be Jim, and he's not Jim. That's
dude. He's out here, and we're watching. They're dissecting Rory's swing a little bit, like showing when he missed the cut at the Masters versus when he won, and like go through like that shot track thing where it shows the arc of the club, and then the new one coming down or whatever. Right. And he's talking about feet and knees and this and that, and it's like Nick, like nobody knows what you're talking about, man. Like you're showing a graphic about the club path, and you're talking about the guy's toes and shit. Like he's off sometimes for me. Like
Nick,
it's just,
come on, Nick.
Come on, Nick. Sir Nick, I don't know.
Real quick, one of the coolest things in my entire life was when I went to the Northern Trust and I was walking down in Liberty National. First of all, the nicest course ever, I think. I don't know how you can beat that. But either way, walking down the sidewalk and Jim Nance comes on a golf cart past us. And we were like, Jim. And he was like, hey, folks, in his voice. Like, literally, that's how he talks. And it was the coolest thing ever. Like, it literally sounded like God was speaking to you. It's like, hey, folks. Like, in the way he just said it, you can see him like, okay, that's why you're on TV and I'm not. Like, you sound incredible. It's so cool. Honestly.
That's awesome. I mean, talking Bryson, I think is a good little segue into this week's Byron Nelson because I think going into it, he is the odds-on favorite. But before we go to Byron Nelson Championship, just want to give the listeners a shout-out here where to listen to this. So YouTube at Bogey Proof, just type that in the search bar. You'll find our page. Boom, boom, boom. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever you got to do. Find all the gambling shit, all the content you're going to want, all the previews for tournaments, recaps for the week past, all that good stuff. We put these videos up like immediately after we record them. So hit us up on the YouTube and then also Instagram at bogey.proof. We put up, the clips, more golf-related content, other podcast stuff that we do, stuff like that. So make sure if you're, listening to this, make sure you follow us on YouTube and subscribe and, like the videos, comment, whatever. We got more coming. We're going to keep them coming weekly, if not more than that, given the tournament. So before we get to in the Byron Nelson, just want to give a quick shout out to where you can, get all this content and all the different areas. Got to embrace it, all different avenues. So
also, Fontaine, let me add something there too. If somebody listens to our podcast and makes a bet based upon some of the input that we give to you guys, first person that on Sunday or Monday DMs us on Instagram or comments us on YouTube, we'll get a little swag bag on behalf of Dogfish. So first one to put a comment we'll get that if they win from some of our input. So good luck to the person that's listening to this segment tonight.
They would have won a couple of them last week. If you liked Abe Answer, right, Mikey? We talked about Abe Answer. What did I tell you, Mikey?
Victor Hovland.
Victor Hovland. I honestly, unfortunately, didn't. I mean, I had Victor Hovland to win, and I thought he had it for a second. And I'm telling you, that boy can really play some golf. He's unreal. And also had Will Zalatoris, who just was horrible. So
I was gonna let you off the hook there, but you brought it up on yourself.
Yeah, I got it. Will Zalatoris, I'm sorry. All right. I gave you a run with Answer and Hovland, okay? I had Hovland too. So I'll take one. You hit one of those, Murph. I know Murph. 25 for 500. It's like, okay, thank you.
Worth it. Yeah, good for a couple of weeks.
JT, 20 for 400. Thank you. Okay, good week. That's it.
Don't worry, I was wrong again.
I was wrong.
TJ, I love the swag bag. TJ, I love the swag bag idea. Appreciate Dogfish, supporting the gambling addiction that we all have. Gamble responsibly, everybody, but do so and enjoy a couple Dogfishes along the way. Appreciate the swag bag. We can probably splice a couple little Bogey Proof tees, slip a couple of those in that swag bag too. So
get that out there.
Yeah, for our listeners, just make sure for listening. Take credit if you use our picks. So, after that, we'll get right into the Byron Nelson this week. First things first, AT&T, totally new course this year. They finally got away from, I don't even know where they were before, but now they're at some TPC Craig Ranch, I think it was called.
Craig Ranch, yeah. So this week it's going to be 7,400 yards, playing on bent grass. There's 13 bodies of water, our favorite phrase, bodies of water. There's some creeks that aren't in play for a lot of these guys. So it's a matter of, is there really anything that's going to block these guys from shooting some low scores out there. So for this week, I not too much tree trouble. It's pretty wide open fairways. Again, we don't know too much. So realistically, when you're looking at making a bet this week, for me personally, I'm looking at guys who can drive it far and who can make some birdies. I think that's the best type of gambling, right? Who's going to make a lot of birdies this week? So come ready with your picks with your guys. I mean, I'll throw right off the bat. We'll talk about him later, but Daniel Berger. I see this guy as he doesn't hit it too far. Don't get me wrong. He's a great driver, but this guy makes fucking birdies after birdies, and he gets on those streaks. So that might be my top guy this week in terms of value that I see.
He's one of the truer forms of just being a golfer. You don't really know why he's good at what he's good at. His swing's weird. He doesn't drive it super far, right? But he just knows how to put that ball in the hole, man. He just knows how to play golf. There's it's one of those you can't track it, you can't whatever, but there's just an element to him that he just knows how to put the ball in the hole. It's just that's what it comes down to. There's a handful of guys out there that the stats don't jump off the page, but that there's something about them that they're good, right? There's something extra there that makes them as good as they are. And it's for him, I think it's just he knows how to play golf. He just knows how to put the fucking ball in the hole because it's not pretty to watch. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow, 67? Wow. That was not an easy course today. But
he kind of stripes it though, dude. I mean, he does. I just remember one hole with Berger. I don't even remember what tournament it was, but he was in contention at Torrey and he just had an easy wedge and he flew it 30 yards over the green and had an impossible 50-yard flop shot over a bunker and just put it to 3 feet, made par. I was like, what was that? But either way, I mean, I was looking at some things, Tej, as well, and it says I forgot, I already lost my article that I was reading, but the Korn Ferry Tour hosted 2 tour championships. One of them, the final score was 14 under, and the other one was 16 under at Korn Ferry Tour Championship from 6 or 7 years back. So I think we're going to see them light it up. I really do.
Honestly, these days, almost any course they play, if the wind is calm, these guys are too good. If you don't throw that variable of them of trying to guess the wind, they're going to hit their spots every single time. And if you have a good caddy, which these guys do, or you've played there before and you got your green book or whatever, and you know where you got to hit it on greens with certain pins, they don't miss their spots very often or by a whole lot, unless you throw the wind in and you got to make them think about it now and have an unknown in the mix. If the wind stays down, 20 plus under is gonna be what you need to win, right? I mean, that's just if Korn Ferry's 14, 16, these guys, they're a level above. They're probably 4 or 5 shots better, or a shot a day, right? And you take that and you see what happens with the weather. Obviously, if it gets windy, anything can happen. And I mean, I think you saw that pretty good at Quail Hollow last week. That afternoon wave on Friday when the wind kicked up, scores went through the roof. So wind is really the only thing that a golf course has for defense with the talent that it is right now on the PGA Tour. So you get calm days, the score is going to be high. You get the wind blowing. It's going to be, they're going to eat it up. But I think a good avenue or angle this brings in is being a DFS guys as we are, or picking winners, picking top 10s, whatever. You got no course history here. You got nothing besides Korn Ferry 6 years ago.
Yeah, but Ryan Palmer's a Texas native. That's my guy.
Exactly. So now, how much do you weigh home game versus recent trends? Let's get this thought process out there for the people back home. Let's talk this.
You can't beat a narrative, man. It's my favorite thing in the world. You can't beat a narrative ever. And Ryan Palmer, first of all, Ryan Palmer has been playing very good golf over the last couple of years, I think. And coming back home is just, he actually, though, we have to be careful. If you're doing like DFS exposure, he's like 9,100, which is a lot, but I think you can get him really low ownership on DraftKings and whatever. But I think also that he's had some bad Byron Nelson history, actually. So not a mortgage situation, but definitely a strong DFS play for sure. And I'm making a lineup right now, and him and Berger are both in it.
So you got let's talk home games for Texas.
Great pairing.
Home games for Texas. You got Scotty Chef. I don't know if he's from the Dallas area. I think he's more of an Austin guy, but Texas, right? You got Palmer. You got Jordan Spieth. You got I don't know if there's any. Those are the three that like pop off that are in the top, 30 of the world or so.
Bryson down there right now.
Bryson. Right.
Bryson.
All day.
I
don't think he's from there, but he lives there.
He definitely lives there.
He went to SMU too, so he's probably played it.
After this weekend, he might own that whole place. I think just Meat Missile is just going to be Meat Missile.
I think Meat Missile is just going to do it.
Yeah, the narrative, right? PGA next week. I said it last week. He's got to peak at some point, and he does it right before the tournament. So, what better time to do it? The no-name AT&T Bryson or the Bryson Nelson. Might as well just own the whole
Bryson Nelson. I love that.
Watch him come out here and just absolutely just tear this course apart and put everybody to shame. I wouldn't be surprised.
He obviously has that capability. It's just I feel like even when he wins, like Winged Foot was unreal, but his like Bay Hill and when he played well after that, I just feel like he has another gear that he honestly either hasn't tapped into or I'm giving him too much credit. Like with the way he drives the ball and the way he putts the ball, like at Winged Foot, he blew the doors.
Bro, there's a guy in this field that really, who is? It's Murph's PGA Tour golf, like doppelganger, Thomas Peters. I love that guy.
I love Thomas Peters.
And he hits the ball like a moose.
He is.
I love it.
Dude, you see him play on the Euro Tour, though?
He hammers the ball, dude. I love him. He's a psycho,
I'm pretty sure he carries a knife on him at all times while he's talking. Like, that guy's a murderer, like an absolute psycho.
He's sick.
We can't be allegedly.
You could see
I had Peters in like the 2018 Masters, 2017 Masters. He made a run.
Mm-hmm.
I know he eagled 15 on Sunday. It jumped him up to like the top 5 and was like, oh my gosh, this German could win the thing out of nowhere.
He was a beast in the Ryder Cup.
Yeah. Nowhere too. Like,
where was that with P. Reed and Rory going at it? Where was that one? It wasn't France. It was the one before it.
No, that was back in the States, wasn't it?
I thought
obviously it was back in the
I don't know.
States.
We watched in college, but him and Rory that week went undefeated. He went 4-0 in that Ryder Cup. Peters did.
Yeah.
Dude, because they're like the same player, Fontaine, but like Peters obviously is not nearly as good as Rory, but like the skill set is the same. Yeah. It's like a father-son situation. Like Thomas Peters, you are
the only thing is
Rory's son.
Literally a foot taller than Rory.
Yeah.
So Thomas Peters is 8,600 in DFS.
Yeah, that's pretty high for a guy who never plays on the tour. That's pretty high, dude. Like they know this guy.
He's one of those Euro guys. They come over late. I said it last week. I'll say it again. They come over for majors. They don't play here. Yeah, they play the Euro. They take a while to get over here, and then when they do, some guys perform well. I mean, Tommy Fleetwood this year is up and down a little bit. That's why I was happy about last week. But Thomas Peters, 7-7. I mean, he's got to be on a team. He's got to be on a team.
He's on this team, along with Kyung Young Lee, who my top Asian golfer pick also. Sorry about that. Went horrible. How does Sanjay M go 67-81? Explain that to me. Like, what did you do? What were you doing out there? Playing lefty?
He's not
playing lefty.
Well, I'm picking the guy who was Kyung Hoon Lee's hot. Look at him, 6,900. Telling you.
Brad, this question's for you. Given 10 rounds at Quail Hollow, can you shoot an 81?
At Quail Hollow? No.
Okay. I just want to see where you're at.
What?
I can't even 81. Are you kidding me? I would have got 107 in there.
Tees at least. I mean, maybe from the woman's tees.
The hazards are out of play.
So Thomas Peters, he's 8,600 because he's only played 7 times, made all 7 cuts. Is he worth that value? Is 8,600 a good price for him?
Yeah, perfect, unbelievable. I think
I like it because,
bro,
like, being a road course like this is when people that aren't like, you don't have horses for the courses. You don't have guys with experience coming in that, like, you don't sift out the duds of like new people that have no chance because they don't know the course yet. Mm-hmm. So it's a crapshoot. So I think that opens it up to like more random winners, so to say. I don't know if that's the right way to say that, but like you're gonna get guys that, like, obviously your top horses are gonna be in the mix because they're just that good. But you're gonna get so many more guys from like middle of the pack that are now like top 5, top 10. And you're like, where the hell did this guy come from? And he fits that mold perfectly because plays in Europe all the time. And like, it's like you haven't heard of him in a few years because after that Ryder Cup and that Masters where he like kind of was in the mix, he just fell off the earth and played really shitty. Like I remember seeing like videos of him in Europe, like snapping 3 wedges in the same round over his knee. Tournament and shit. Like, so he went down a dark path for a little while, but he's
back. And
yeah, I can see him being like that. Where Thomas Peters? I haven't heard that name.
Now that we're talking about him for this tournament, I'm gonna have 100% on him, honestly, because I'm looking for 2 things. TJ, with tournaments with a lot of birdies, I'm looking for, first of all, I mean, I don't love to put a lot of stock in game log, but his game log is pretty insane if you look at it. And it's also, you're looking for guys like, I'm looking for high ceiling players, and he's a mid-salary kind of guy that has a very, very high ceiling in a tournament where nobody has an advantage of course history on him. And it's just going to be a bunch of dudes out there hitting drivers as far as they can. And let's see how many birdies we can make. That's what it's going to be. It's not a real tournament. They're just going out there they're testing their ceiling. That's it. They don't care. They're just going to go out there and hit like, oh, I'm going to hit driver everywhere. Let's see if I can go 38 under par.
They got buckets or holes.
Yeah.
I think I just stumbled upon my favorite player for this week in daily fantasy. Vincent Whaley.
Oh my God! I just read about him in value. I'm sick.
What do you mean?
I'm reading it. Whaley is Mr. Consistency right now.
It's crazy looking at his game log.
T26 and T36 over his last 7 starts.
Yeah. AT&T, he goes T50, then Puerto Rico T15, Honda T36, whatever the Punta Cana Resort Club Championship T26, Valero Texas Open T34, Valspar T29, Wells Fargo T26.
What do you spell his name? Oh,
Vincent Whaley. Who is this guy?
Oh,
all right. Well, I guess all of our lineups are gonna be stuffed.
Boys, this is the material I love right here. 14 of 19 cuts made.
Who is this guy?
Euro guy?
Hey,
no, he's American.
You guys like Aaron Wise? That's my last play. I have enough for him.
Time to Google him.
He was T9 in Wells Fargo.
Dude.
Yeah, he snuck up in that thing.
Snuck up. 7,300.
Is he just getting overpriced right now?
What's Aaron Wise's price?
83, but it's like, I have one more position and I have 8,300 left. So it's either Wise, Kuchar, or Schwartzel. Charles Schwartzel is off. I just stop.
Major champion.
I mean, out of those 3, I guess I could go with Aaron Wise, but
what about
he's
Mitchell
hitting it better lately, right?
I got Mitchell at 8, but then I'll have 300 left over. I picked Vincent.
I mean, Mitchell, ride the hot hand.
Yeah, ride the hot hand.
He's 6'2", 185 pounds, age 26, out of Lexington, Kentucky. Went to Georgia Tech, business finance. Fontaine.
Kyle Lee.
Yeah, I'll talk.
Those majors don't matter.
I'll get in the DMs.
Best results: tied 15 for Puerto Rico, tied 23 for Mayakoba, and Safeway Open tied 23.
All right. We'll give Whaley some.
I'm just saying,
Whaley.
Nobody's talking about him. I'm going to put him in my lineup. It's a great 7.
I got him in my lineup right now.
Yeah, let's load up on Vincent Whaley. We're all in here.
Yeah.
What's a good top 10 odds for
What's his
Vincent
bet?
Whaley?
Can we bet on him?
You're probably plus 2,000 on Vincent Whaley.
I don't have him to win. I wish I did. That would have been I would have thrown like $10 on him. Just like
No.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not on this.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Now we're at it. Let's look at Peters. Murph.
Nobody knows what to do.
Peters plus 550. That's like not even that high. We're doing that.
I don't love that.
I think
but that also is telling you something, dude. It's telling you.
We gotta go. All right, we're talking dogs right now. Who do we got? Let's pick like of the top 10 guys. Who's got no chance this week? Who's overpriced right now?
Who's dead?
We can go. I only have the gambling odds in front of me. I don't have like the DFS lineups in front of me, but
DFS right now.
You got Bryson, Rahm, Spieth, Berger, Matsuyama, Fitzpatrick, Koepka, Chef, Leishman, Sam Burns are your top like ranked guys. Oh, Willie Z too is tied.
10-3, 10,300. Hideki Matsuyama. This week, I don't think is his week. First time after Masters. So much has gone on. I mean, I respect the game. I respect how much he does. I mean, he strikes the ball like a menace. I just don't think this week with everything going on, I don't think golf's been in top focus. I think he slips up a little bit. He might make the cut. I think he floats in there and might shoot well. And I wouldn't be surprised if he sneaks a top 20, but I'm not.
Well, he either sucks or you didn't. You said he either sucks and he might not suck. So which one is it?
No.
Is he sucking or is he not sucking, TJ?
Well, are we playing last week in terms of John Rahm not making the cut, shooting 5 over? I think Matsuyama is not going to be. I mean, first of all, $10,300. I mean, that's overpriced.
Side bet on Matsuyama. Me and you make the cut.
He's going to make the cut. He's going to be like tied 50th. He's going to shoot like even par or something. Barely make it. Be 3 under. But Matsuyama's not the best showing by him this week.
We're putting $10 on Matsuyama top 10.
You want to do it right now?
I'm doing it.
You and I shake hands virtually?
Shake.
Hey, Chubbs.
So are we saying, who we think in the top is going to fly like, highest finish without winning, or that is just completely out of here?
Like, who's the John Rahm of this week? Like, John Rahm was the favorite going to last week and sucked. Who's going to suck this week that is in the top 10 that has, like, no chance? I mean,
Brooks.
I was going to say Koepka. He doesn't give a shit about this week.
Yeah.
He's there just for the reps to swing a club.
He doesn't give a shit, and he's, like, injured, too.
He's getting reps, and his sponsor's probably telling him to show up. So.
He might WD Friday after 15. Just get me back with this PJ. We're going to Florida for a bit. And then
I'm out.
Yeah,
he's going to mail it.
Yeah, he's going back to June.
When do you think he comes back? Like, I mean, he won 4 majors. You don't do that in accidents. Like, when do you think he gets his shit together? Because he's been pretty bad.
I think he's back. I don't think he left because I think he's just injured. When his focus is there,
I know it's not he's just sucking. I know he's injured. But when does he get back to winning and being in majors? Like
when he gets healthy.
Yeah.
I think it's
where's the British?
When he feels like it, probably.
Where's the British? That's the last one in the year, right? The British Open.
No. Yeah, it is now, huh? Because the British,
right?
Yeah. The 17th, 18th in July, and the U.S. Opens in June. So yeah, that's crazy. Was that like that last year? No, because they did the.
They didn't have a British last year.
Yeah, they having it this year. Are they able to go over there?
Yeah, they're having fans too. They released that today.
Yeah.
Paul, I like that. I think he's
keep an eye on for the Koepka odds for the British
for him because he doesn't have to bomb and gouge. He can hit, he can hit it hard and let it run out, and then he's not going to have to thick it out of rough on his knees or whatever else he's got broken right now.
Do we like my guy? How about my guy Luke List? I mentioned Luke List briefly in last week's episode as well, and he played very, very well. By the way,
yeah, but now you don't pick him because
he hits it, boy. He hits it.
He's got the top club head speed or ball speed or one of those two on tour. He hits it hard.
I mean, kind of guy, bro.
Depending on where you fit him, and depending on what's his price on DFS,
8,400.
That's right where he needs to be. I think.
I think Tell you what, I like him a lot more than I like Aaron Wise. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You can find $100 somewhere. I'd rather have him than Aaron Wise.
Yeah, seriously.
I think he is.
Aaron Wise is T9.
Yeah, but last week, like, look at the body of work for more than 1 week. I know he's playing well, but like, you're going to a whole new golf course and stuff like that. Like, Aaron Wise, like,
that was far.
Yeah, I don't know.
T17 of Valero. I've been playing okay. And he shot even par of Valspar. He played all right. Of course, played really hard that week.
That's true.
Couldn't get it going. That's fine. I think he played okay. And then he bounced right back at Wells Fargo. You're getting him on an upswing.
List or Wise?
List.
Yeah. List is 11 of 22 cuts made. Aaron Wise is 9 of 15 cuts made.
And also remember, we're coming. Where are we going here? We're going to some freaking.
We're going to Craig Ranch.
Course. We're going to some slap around Johnson, but right,
like you're going to
a low stress event. Give them to me,
TJ. Like I said, Bomber's Paradise. So he's got the highest ball speed on tour. He's gonna hit fucking
Peters List. Who else we want?
You can't get away with the drive here, and that's why, for that reason, I mean, Bryson has stuck out to me since.
So Champ then.
Well, how long is the course playing?
7,400, but depending on the wind, if the wind gets in the face here, it plays a little bit longer than that, so it can favor some of the longer hitters.
It's still long.
Yeah. Let's.
I'm taking everyone who hits at a mile and putting them on one team. Pretty easy. Champ, List, Peters. Let's see. Mitchell.
Going back, just playing it backwards. Like this could just be a ball striking display going into these greens.
It's
where
going
you just
to
need guys that just hit long irons so well, so that like Willie Z.
Oh, Willie Z. I'm getting annoyed at Willie Z.
Yeah.
I think he's going to go off this week. You picked the wrong
garbage
last life, man. The Masters changed everything. He's busy now. He's not just flying under the radar playing golf. He's
he's been horrible the last couple of weeks, dude.
Yeah. Got a lot going on.
And he is expensive on DK.
Yeah. Well,
he's 97.
He's got too horrible the last few weeks. I mean, he was 21st at Players, 2nd at the Masters, tied 42 at RBC, and then he missed the cut. He was 30 of 32 cuts, but he also came on late. I mean, he may be recently the last couple of weeks, but I don't know, man. He's got to get back on par at some point. So
he'll be all right.
This is another week. I think I like Zalatoris, especially in 97.
He's playing with Spieth and Scheffler too on Thursday, Friday. So that's a studded group.
The matchups. What's his odds in that? I'll do a live bet on this right now. I'll probably put 50 down first day. It is better than them.
I'm looking at matchups
on it. We're in the all right. Well, Paul's looking up lineups. Let's think. Lock of the week. Let's all give this some thought. We need to have a lock of the week because last week
lock of the week.
And it doesn't have to be a win. Obviously, you can be a top 5, whatever.
Top 10.
Yeah, whatever you got to do. But like, where's the mortgage going this week?
So what am I like? I mean, a good really lock of the week, like safe bet style, is like a good top 20. A guy, you just gotta know. Like Daniel Berger, top 20. Please give me a break.
Let's do something that's got like value because top 20 Berger's probably like plus 110. He's probably like even money.
But honestly, that's like the way to do it, though. And then you just risk more on something like that you think is way more feasible. I mean,
Berger finished top 10 is plus 125.
Yeah, that's top
10.
Yeah,
it's plus 125.
So he's definitely favored.
He's a favorite this week.
Yeah, he's going to be favored to finish top 20. Honestly, I didn't even think about that.
So let's get a little away from the favorites. But like, even if it's just like a cheap DFS guy, I don't know. Let's get a couple different things for the people here. But we need a lock of the week.
Making the cut. I think it's a good way to do it.
I want Vincent Whaley,
and it's somebody that's not Bryson DeChambeau or like Jordan or whatever that's going to obviously make it, or John Rahm, like somebody that's got a little under the radar kind of.
I'd love to see Vincent Whaley with like an 85% like in lineup percentage.
That
would be electric.
Let's see how many people Whaley this week.
I want the whole country riding on Vincent Whaley this week.
Vincent Whaley.
I love this guy. I know nothing about him, but I fucking love him right now.
Is this just a weirdo like Wesley Bryan week? He does weirdo shit sometimes where like he actually plays good. It's weird.
It's weird. The guy's been hurt and had like 4 kids.
Once in a while, dude, he does.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
He does.
The thing is, he needs a short golf course because I don't think he hits it that far.
I mean,
like he won
dude's a
the
huge star on the tour.
I don't even know if the guy has a wrist anymore. I think he just has some like manufactured
too many trick shots from the old days. Like, what's he doing out there? Honestly,
yeah. I think his brother, who
they just let anybody out
golf,
there.
is now better than golf at him.
DJ, is Harry Higgs gonna make the cut this week? Yes or no? $500.
No fucking way. But ready to laugh
Really?
at me on this one?
What am I putting on it? Yes or no?
No, not Harry Higgs.
Come on.
Harry. No, not Harry
Dirty
Jigs.
Harry?
What do we think?
Harry Diggles.
What do we think about Sebastian Munoz?
Oh, come on.
He's gonna be in one lineup. You gotta have him.
This is TJ's guy. Didn't he do horrible last week?
Yeah, he shot 9 over. Let's not talk about it. But he's the guy I love hate, you know.
Yeah, better luck next year.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have him this week, and when he makes the cut, well, I'll give you a call and just go, hey, how about Sebastian?
All right, I'll meet you on the 9th green at 9, TJ.
All right, I'll give you another opportunity to go at me right now. So my value pick of the week coming in at $7,200. Can't even say it. Jonathan Vegas.
Jonathan Vegas.
I love that.
You got to give me a second here.
I really don't.
Is this the prettiest guy on tour? But one thing that sticks out here, and I'm going off of the fact that just strokes gained off the tee, and he's actually pretty well up there. I think he hits the ball quite far.
You're reaching for the stars.
Idiot. And by the way, 12 of 17. It's one of those guys that I said last week that look at the cards, right? The guys that you're climb up the ladder that kind of stick out. I mean, if you pick some guy under $7,000, hope to God, that works for you. I don't know who it's gonna be, but 72.
Vincent Whaley.
TJ, he sucks.
Yeah, TJ, he sucks.
And I'm going for it. You won. Jonathan Vegas, baby.
Honestly, I would have more respect for you if you picked JJ Spawn. Honestly, like that would have been fine. Like
100 more for freaking Burger. Can you believe it? How is Vincent Whaley 7,000? We don't even. He doesn't even have a picture. If you don't have a DraftKings picture, you should be under 8,000 immediately. Yeah, I mean, come on. Does Willie Z have a picture yet, Murph?
So,
hot take. Oh my God, he doesn't. Unbelievable. 9,700.
You gotta Google him. He's 20. They said he's 26. He's from Lexington, Kentucky. He's got to be friends with JT.
Happy.
Doesn't have to do.
Oh my God, I gotta take Aaron Wise instead of Luke List.
All right, I'm gonna go. So tough to follow Jonathan Vegas.
yeah. We gotta finish this shit. Oh my God.
Sleeper. Come on, dark horse.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Cam Champ top 10. It's like plus 600, plus 650, somewhere in there. He played solid at the Masters. I haven't really seen him since, but I think he was kind of in the mix PGA last year. I think he's getting there. I think he's starting to figure out how to use that power of his. I'll give him a run at a big golf course like this. He doesn't have to hit it straight. He can just kind of let it rip with that ridiculous driver of his. So I'll give it a ride. I guess we're gonna go value picks because these aren't really locks. We're reaching here, but I like it. Let's go value.
Yeah, it's like value to make the cut. Like Cam Champ is minus 160 to make the cut. So that's not terrible.
Baby, plus 650. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, top 10. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the top 10. I mean, yeah, Burger top 10 plus 150 is just bananas. Is Vegas still like really obsessed with Scotty Scheffler, or is he still playing good? Because
doesn't play much.
He came in second in the match play like a month ago.
I mean, he hasn't played since the Valspar, and it's been a kind of average trend for him, and he's still like, that's my void play of the week now.
I think this week he's gonna get a lot of love from the books because it's home game for him.
Oh, it is home game.
Rightfully so.
So you're not going to get the best odds on him this week.
Okay, so it is a home game. So, okay, reverse everything.
I mean, he might not be from Dallas, from Texas. I don't know exactly.
Little info. Back to the Dell Technologies when he carried me to that bracket.
He paid for TJ's TP5s that he got.
Yeah.
So they're completely gone after this weekend. But Scotty being from Texas, I remember seeing that and I was like, that's why I'm going to pick him. And just does well, man.
No, he's literally born in Dallas, so it's a home game for him.
Home game. Love that. It's like we kind of talked about, like what's going on that motivates you. What's the intangibles? Like Dallas.
Crowd's back too. Get the family in the crowd.
But is he a crowd guy? I don't think we've really.
Not even crowd, but I'm saying he's got his family in the crowd.
Yeah.
The overall crowd, we don't really know yet because he really came on the scene last year, so he really came on during COVID. So maybe that goes against him. But I think. I mean, he played really elite level competitive golf his whole career. Unless it comes down to Sunday, that might make a difference. But I think Thursday, Friday, he's used to having people watch him play. I mean, he played at Texas. He played for national championships there. Like he's played golf under pressure before. If it comes down to Sunday, now you got crowds and you're trying to win a golf tournament. That's a totally different animal. But I don't think it impacts him enough to totally downswing his whole value. If you're picking him to win, it has an impact. But Thursday, Friday, I mean, he's been on the PGA Tour. He's played in front of limited crowds, and he's played competitive golf at the highest level his whole life. So I don't think people, unless he's in a group with like, Rory or something like that, where the crowd's going to be stupid, I don't think it bothers him too much. I forget, is he playing with Jordan this week, though?
It's Willie Z, Jordan, and Scotty.
I take that back then. A Jordan crowd is different than a run-of-the-mill Thursday, Friday crowd. That could play a role, but I'm still going to ride the home game. I think Scotty,
especially in Texas.
Ooh, I kind of like that. Little Texas guys like do a little Scotty Scheffler and
Palmer. We should
Palmer. Oh, I wish they all weren't.
We gotta try and find somewhere where you can get like a Texas all guys to make the cut. Like we gotta get a Bogey Proof book going. And
I can find those for sure. Like when I did the John Rahm like best Arizona State or whatever, you can do that stuff.
Word.
It's out there. It's out there for sure. I mean, am I trusting Will Zalatoris this week or no? Is that like a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if
I don't know. He is an enigma to me, dude. Is he just like burnt out right now? Like,
gotta be. He plays every single week.
Dude, it's literally crazy. He is 30 for 32. Like, he's played like double and triple some of the cuts that the tournaments that these guys have. It's like, it's kind of crazy. And he still doesn't have the draft.
He's a grinder and plays every week.
Every week, but eventually he's got to like turn it back around, right? Obviously, he's got it. I mean, I can't believe he came in second at the Masters. Was that just a fluke?
No, I think it's not that his game's in question. I think if anything, he's just tired because he's played every week for the last.
Yeah.
But he can play.
It's a question of his skill and that he's like lost, the hot hand. I think it's more of he might be a little burnt out, but that being said, since the Masters, he only played last week, right? I might be wrong.
So.
But
I think it was only
last week was like I took some time off. I got a little rust, but now I'll be, ready to roll again. So I don't know. There's a couple different ways you can think about it. I mean, unless you're in this camp, you never know where it's really at. But you could probably see more.
Okay, I'm reading. He's both TPC Craig Ranch layout that he's both familiar with and a great fit for. Yeah,
in college, probably there.
Let's do it.
Or no, he probably played it with Cornford. Oh no,
he probably played it because he's a Dallas resident, so he probably just played it.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
He lived there.
So, yeah. I mean,
all right. So, Willie, is he going to be your lock?
Willie Z is not going to be my lock. I mean, I'm with TJ. I love Berger and that's my high price guy. I mean, if I had to do a top 10, I mean, watch out for Spieth too. I think I don't know. I watched something on Spieth and he was talking about Jordan was talking about how upset he was at the I think it was the Masters, where he was like 50th out of 53rd strokes gained putting, and he was really disappointed about that. So I like looking for weird little stories like that. Like I hit a weird story the other night, by the way, quick one. Freddie Freeman did like a little special on ESPN about his mother and like how much he loved her, and I was like, I love that, and I want Freddie Freeman over 1.5 bases. He had like 3 hits and a home run. He went off. It was sick. But like, you got to look for like little tiny things like that.
And to get back to one of your favorite points, that's how you get motivated athletes.
Yeah,
motivated athletes do amazing things.
Yeah,
you got to like, and especially, I mean, kind of back to the point I made about Rory last week before he ended up winning. You got to, when you're this good, and granted, you have a handful, not a handful, but you have, call it 20% of the guys out there are fighting for tour status every year and trying to make a living. But a majority of the guys out there are well established. Money's not a thing for them anymore. They're playing to try to win. And when it's so hard to win as it is, but like, and you don't meet your standards, but you finish in 10th and you take home 110 grand or whatever it is, maybe more than that these days. I don't even know. But like, these guys have to find, like you said, these little storylines where like, they got to find something to piss them off, whether it's like a headline or something internally they're dealing with, or some kind of narrative that even if they're just creating in their own head, that's when they play their best.
It's
like that's when shit happens. Like, and that's why I think, to Prev's point, you find a story like Jordan, as good as he's been the last 6 months, he's a little pissed off at how he did at the Masters, coming in 3rd or 4th, wherever he finished. Something like that, like, if it's this week, maybe not, because he hasn't played. I don't even think he's played since the Masters, to be honest. So maybe he's got to knock the rust off a little bit. But like, keep that in mind when.
Or maybe he's been grinding, and that's where I think like that's like maybe you can get a decent little price. But the book,
that's how Rory.
The book is obsessed with Rory and Jordan, and like, so you're never really going to get a great price on either of them. Yeah. But like, if you think this could be if you think this could be a Jordan week, now's probably a pretty good time for it.
Right. I mean, and that's
I don't know how much
radar. He didn't play, so we were all like kind of like hesitant. But he was away for 3 weeks, and what do you think he was doing for 3 weeks after missing the cut Masters? He was working his fucking ass off, and we talked about all this stuff going on. We probably should have. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but we mentioned it, and we were like, I don't know if we're ready yet. And then he ends up going to win. But Jordan, I think, when they're that good, when their ceilings as high as those guys' ceilings are, all it takes is a mindset. I mean, the game's there. It's just they got to find the chip on their shoulder where they have to create it themselves, or the media gives them one, or they find one through their recent performance, whatever it is. Once they get one of those, watch out. Stuff happens.
It might be a little bit different, though, honestly, when you think about it. Jordan has one, right, where Rory didn't win for a little bit over a year. And just thinking about Jordan, him winning, I think it's time for him to kind of snowball and get some good, solid finishes. Hopefully, get a couple wins here this year. I think it's going to come in bunches, similar to Rory. It's going to be interesting when you see Rory and Spieth in the same group. I think that will be just really interesting to see. But if Rory's not in the group, I think Spieth's got the hot hand right now. I'm kind of going to continue to roll him. Crowd's going to be on his side. It's just weird how golf works, where like, 1 week you could be struggling against yourself, and the next week you're Rory and you're winning on the PGA Tour. Like, Spieth won not too long ago. I think he'll come back here, and being in Dallas, I think that'll be on his side. Definitely see him in the top. He'll be teeing off at like 130, 140 on Sunday. I feel like that might be my close to the lock of the week. But yeah, Jordan, I'm very high on as well.
They're so good in some severely different ways, but very similar in the fact that once they find a little confidence and a little rhythm, like, good Lord, watch out for the golf course.
Yeah.
It stands no chance. Paul, what do you got for this week?
I love Spieth, first round leader. Love it.
That's a great play.
Love it.
Phenomenal play. Murph,
Wait.
I will tail you on that if you want to go ahead and put me in it with you.
Okay.
If you want to do that play.
Yeah, 15-1 right now to be first round leader.
Okay.
Looking at the weather, they're only supposed to be blowing like 80 or 8 miles an hour or so. You're gonna jump up, be double on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wait,
so
I
missed
Did you
that
say wind?
No,
I said wind. First round Thursday.
What about Saturday or Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Nothing.
Winds are going to be blowing at like 15 plus the rest of the weekend.
Ooh.
So winds are going to be down. I think Spieth is just like Fontaine was saying about his putting. I see him making maybe 8 birdies on Thursday.
2 for me, okay?
Birdies on Thursday. I don't know.
2 guys we need to do. I want Thomas Peters first round leader too. So can we do both?
I kind of love that. Let me check an odds real quick for you.
Yeah. So whatever you got.
You in on that?
What they call bullish on Thomas Peters this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So just I fired in some picks here. So I got Spieth first round leader, which I love. I think that's my go-to
odds
for
on
the
15
week.
to 1, he said?
15-1. That's what I got it at.
Okay.
Then I also threw just this is a money grab here situation, like a free for all, like it's a raffle crapshoot.
A prayer? Okay.
Yeah, Scott Piercy first round leader.
Your boy Peters is 5,000 to 1, or not 5,001. Sorry, plus 5,000 first round leader.
Oh, 51.
51. Yeah, I was looking at the numbers, saying one thing and reading another.
Scott Piercy is 65 to 1 right now. I see this guy coming because Scott Piercy.
Can we get those in though?
He'll shoot 64 on Thursday, and then he'll shoot 88 and miss the cut.
Yeah,
I saw him up at the leaderboard.
My Peters top 10 is already in.
That's what makes me think like he can do that. Although I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, but
I might go all 5, Murph.
Then
top 20, top 10, top 5, and win with
Peters.
Peters.
I put in Berger, Scheffler, Zalatoris, Palmer, Luke List, and Peters to win.
You gotta hit one.
It's like the roulette table. You're just going.
I have to win 2.
Yeah,
but it's all about the first round. If I win Thursday, then I'm like, okay, I'm
all right, Murph.
First round leader.
Let's nail this in. Peters, need him first round leader, and same deal with Spieth.
You're gonna make me fucking put this into right now.
Or also forget.
First round leader, okay.
Well, what are the odds on him? What did we say? 50 to 1.
50 to 1.
Wow. Insane. I don't know. I mean,
jeez, where is he on this list?
Peters is. I mean, is Harris English going to play good? Why not?
No, he's terrible.
Probably not.
He stinks now.
He's off. He got hot. Won the Century Tournament Champions on an asterisk because he wasn't even a champion the year before. He shouldn't have been playing. And
no crowd.
He's been.
I just put Peters in first round. First round leader.
Asterisk, no crowds though. Yeah. I really think that's a big thing. Like with the crowds, I think that's going to make a total difference. I think guys that are from the area that have the support are going to do well. I mean, just from my experience, when you go to the Travelers Championship, there's actually no one from Connecticut that I think that plays in that tournament. Some Connecticut golfers, we need to get better at that. But Vermont, they grew. I'm sorry, Connecticut golfers. We need to do something. We need some representation. We have good caddies, like LaCava from Tiger. Well, outside that. But Keegan Bradley, Vermont, they root for the shit out of him because he's from New England. And, he does well. So, when you get a local golf course like that, you need to roll with the guys that are from the area. I mean, whoever said, Fontaine, I think you said, do a Texas, make the cut. Can we do it? I got to do that.
We got to find somewhere that we can get that and do Palmer, Scheffler, and Spieth, make the cut. It's got to be
Willie Z.
The Texas special, we'll call it.
Yeah, and Willie Z. Even get Bryson in there. Screw it. Get them all in there.
Dude, get them all in there. I think they're all going to make the cut.
Yeah.
Wow.
Barstool's definitely got to have something like that. We got to DM Riggs or something.
Yeah, we got to get involved.
Riggs.
All right. What else you guys got? Byron Nelson. I think we've, talked enough about our picks and whatnot, but anything else? Any other takeaways going into this week that you're looking forward to watching? Or we got our DFS lineups cooking. We gave out some picks, some top 10s. We got a wide variety of guys this week. I tell you what, I'll be glued to the TV looking for Jonathan Vegas. I want to see what this guy's got this week.
And if you're playing, last thing, and this is just strategy wise, but if you're playing DFS this week, all I'm doing is just doing 3 lineups and just a tournament heavy week. I mean, it realistically, we're talking a lot about a bunch of different guys, but this tournament's a crapshoot. I mean, we're going to see some names this week you probably have never seen before. So
Dr. Whaley, baby.
Yeah, Vincent Whaley is coming for the throw.
Vincent Whaley. See, I didn't even get his name right.
Vincent Whaley. I mean, yeah, we've been talking about him for an hour, so I don't know his name. It's you don't make that mistake with people you talk about often.
We're gonna make shirts on this. We're gonna make shirts.
If comes out and wins this week, we're gonna have to get on his bag. We're gonna have to get a Bogey Proof logo slapped on his bag.
Will Zalatoris, bro. I hope he wins the whole freaking thing.
I ended up doing like a little combination lineup from your guys' picks, my picks, all throughout the night. I made a lineup here. First guy, Sebastian.
You can't even pick him.
Sebastian Munoz. Fuck, I can't even say his name. I'm sorry. I have to pick him, but it gets better, I promise. Jordan Spieth, Scotty Scheffler, Cam Champ, Jonathan Vegas, and Vincent Whaley. Leaves $100 remaining in salary, and that is my Bogey Proof lineup of the week. Can't guarantee that you're going to make a lot of money off of that one, but it could pop. I think you're going to get some guys in there that are low owned, and you can see some serious value in terms of the Texas guys only being at the low. Scotty Scheffler 9,400, Cam Champ, who's not a Texas guy but hits the ball far, and Vincent Whaley. Gotta like those guys. So those are my. It's my pick of the week for DFS.
Yeah, I would not sniff Koepka this week at all. I wouldn't go anywhere near him whatsoever.
I'm gonna rebound. I gotta get back on track with my top Asian golfer of the week. So we're gonna get back to that. That's gonna be my new weekly thing. This is if you look at the top Asian golfers this week, it is not easy. This one's a hard one.
Can I before you go?
Nice, bro.
Before you go, Preb, can I comment in my other lineup? I do have Kodiara. Is that how you say his last name?
Kodiara? Yeah, something like that.
The one who ended up taking the cake for the top. Yeah, Kodiara, who took the top cake for the top Asian last week.
No, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was him, or it was Kyung Hoon Lee. It was one of the.
No, Lee. He plummeted after the second round because he was up there and he went like down to 1 over. He might even almost missed the cut.
It'll be
Kodiara. I mean, I don't want to talk about him too much, but he is in my lineup. He made the cut. He was like 500. He was competing a little bit, not too close, but 6,500. I'm going to ride the hot hand. So
I'm trying to rebound top Asian golfer. It was an epic failure last week. Much tougher.
Another thing we should try and do for all the folks listening there, and going forward, we'll plug it a little earlier in the episode, but if you guys want to get a Bogey Proof or gambling, lab, whatever DFS thing going, we'll do a free entry, whatever, and we'll do Venmos on the side, whatever we got to do to figure it out. Get in the DMs. We'll set up a little thing, get a little competitive. You provide your takes to this. We got ours. We're broadcasting out to the world here, but let's try and build some momentum, and then come PGA or U.S. Open, British Open, or the Open, whatever the hell you want to call it. We'll try and get something more. We'll try and get a bigger grouping together and put together something where we get a little giveaway or even put a little bit of money into it, whatever it is. Like we'll try and get something together. So, starting as you guys listen to this, DMs on Instagram, like I said, bogey.proof. Whether you comment on the YouTube if you want, whatever you got to do, or get in our DMs on Twitter, Bogey Proof, whatever it is, just get in the DMs, say like you want in on the DFS, and we honestly internally we do one anyways, so we'll just expand.
We have a big group. We have a big group already, so it's like if
you got a group, we'll expand it. We'll get you in on the invite, and we'll. That's ideally what we want to do is come majors or the players obviously went by this year already, but on a go forward basis, we want to hit the big ones. We want to turn it into a giveaway where we got 20 people in there. Winner gets whatever it is that we can get. We got some Bogey Proof merch that's supposed to be getting shipped this week. So,
Suez Canal.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Come on.
We're still on that world economy backed up.
So
one ship. It's all tough.
That being said, let's get in the DMs, get active. Let's make this a group thing. Let's have some fun with it. We're all doing it anyways, right? Let's do it together and try and get a little competitive juices flowing, get some stuff on the line and whatnot. So.
We always do it for the majors, and we have a big group. We get about 20-ish. So if we can get to 40 or 50, dude, that it becomes awesome, man. Like $10, $20 entries. I'll do, I run them normally, and I'll do, top 5 win on a $50 or not a $50, 50 person. I mean, and you're talking $1,000 prize, so top 5. That's gonna get, that'll get some nice juice for sure. So,
and I think on a Saturday and Sunday too, right? We can all relate to this. When you got a lineup that is at the top, that is right there, you don't know if 1 or 2 golfers in your lineups can perform to push you over that edge. Like all of us, we're sitting on the edge of our seats Saturday going into Sunday, even on Sunday. It's epic. So if you got 40 people and you have multiple people competing at the top, that's exactly what we're looking for. High entertainment. It's going to be awesome. So let us know. We'll certainly be in it, all of us. And
I had a sweat
40, 50 people. Fuck, that would be phenomenal.
It's a lot of fun.
We had a sweat. I had a 6 for 6 lineup, and Carlos Ortiz, man. What did he shoot on Sunday, Paul?
Carlitos.
Like
No.
Carlitos, dude, was so bad. I had Victor, like all 6 guys. Oh, Carlos, man. I was like, just don't do that. And then
whatever you did, that was it.
And I cashed and profited, which was good, but it's one of those where it's like you want to win 6,500 and you win 65. It's like sick.
That's why Tony Finau pisses me off. Like,
yeah,
I don't want that. I'd rather not take the $100. Give me the $100,000. Like
Thomas Peters to win, Will Zalatoris to win, huh? Yep.
All right, boys. If I think that wraps up for this week. We'll obviously this will be a recurring thing, and come PGA, I think we're gonna have a couple. We're gonna have a couple different angles we're gonna have to take going into that week. So we'll make sure we chop it up and do a couple different episodes so you guys get some insight before those lineups are due come Thursday. So, Dogfish, appreciate you. PJ's always got the setup cooking. Look at this guy. He's dressed head to toe in Dogfish, always sponsoring, keeping us hydrated. But
if you guys haven't had this shit on the golf course, like unfucking believable.
Yeah, you get a little
over ice
out there, but
I brought a Yeti out on the course. I filled it up all the way to the top of the ice, and then I just took these, threw in the bag. A little bit warm, but I put it on the ice. Like the ice and the Yetis don't go away. I still had ice at the end of the round. 4 hours later, I mean, perfect. Can't beat it.
Yeah, just don't drink too much of them if you want to play good golf.
Yeah, you get twisted. Yep. But anyways, boys, always fun. We'll do this again next week, and many more on the weeks to come. So cheers, always a pleasure.
Salud, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Good stuff.
Cheers.
Later.
Good luck, fellas.